What's going on, everybody? We got a whole bunch of fucking lot of shit today, but I want to start off with this. Apparently, Adam 22's wife is pregnant. Yay! Right? So, at the time I saw this today, I didn't remember what the fuck Adam 22 was. Um, so I looked at the fucking comments of this, and I was like, the fuck? That's hilarious, by the way. Hold on. I'm still doing my shit. Hold on. And it's just fucking hilarious. All the dads at the gender reveal, that's insanity. I love this shit. But like I sent it to my boy because this shit's just fucking funny, right? And then uh he sent me this, and we're gonna watch this. This is from October 10th, and we're just gonna
Would it
watch
be alright
this
if I
because it's oof.
if I were to fuck your wife?
He looks mad already.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like she's only really like worked with the best in the business, myself obviously included in that.
But
I
he's
feel
so
like
cute. Look at him.
he is cute, but I feel like I would like you to do like a test run with somebody of less societal importance. Maybe we could like
Alright,
find
turn that
some
shit
like
right the fuck
random
down.
homeless person or something for you to like kind of show me what you're working with before I.
Wait,
First of all, this is like the highest level of simpery. And it's like, it's really sad because it's like she's so. I don't know. And he's just so. It's so hard to put into words because it's just so obvious. I can't even have to explain it. It's
Somebody
just
of
so,
less societal importance.
like, does this guy have any respect? Like, what does he do? I don't know what he does. Does he like give advice? Is he on podcasts and shit? Like, what does he talk about? And how does anybody ever care? Like, I can't like wrap my brain around anyone giving a shit about what Aiden Ross has to say just because he's a fucking cuck.
Maybe we could like find some like random homeless person or something for you to like kind of show me what you're working with before I
Wait,
sign on the
Fuck
dotted
girls
line.
who are
Wait.
more famous than me.
His girlfriend is more famous than you? I don't even know his
Don't
girl.
you think he's fucked girls that are more famous than me? I feel like he's had good practice.
I'm down to be a cuck.
What the fuck are we talking about? You're down to be a cuck, dog. That's like how the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life. You're down to be a cuck. They're both smiling at each other through the camera. This shit is fucking. This is worse than Destiny. This is way worse than Destiny. It's oh my god. But the point of watching this,
Babe, will you pay for the flight?
thank you. Would it be alright if I were to fuck?
babe, will you pay for the flight? But the point of watching this was like roughly 6 months ago. I don't know how pregnant she is or when this particular picture was taken, but listen, dude, if this guy's the dad, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, the internet might explode. I might explode if this guy ends up being a dad. I don't think they'll ever find out if this guy's a dad, but in my mind, this guy's a dad now, and that's how it's going to be. Until further notice, that guy's the fucking, not this guy, that guy's the fucking dad. It's so sad. I have to keep up with it now, and it makes you upset. But we're back with this fucking guy. I think I read him like 2 days ago, a double feature of his, because I don't know if his life is real or not. But he just put this shit up today about the fucking iDubbbz H3H3 thing. I'm like, who the fuck? You have an opinion on that? You can't possibly have an opinion on that worth listening to. But like, I've been listening to this shit all day long from like Asmongold, from like other people I haven't even watched before. Fucking Big Nigga Diesel Patches fucking did a video on it. Listen, I can't imagine this guy has anything of substance to say, but I have to see what he says about it. I really have to, because if he's going from scooping rice at some Greek Chipotle to doing like commentary shit like this, I need to see what he's about, right? Let's give this man a fair shot. Let's see what he has to say about fucking iDubbbz' content cop on fucking H3H3. It should be incredibly enlightening.
5. The last content cop was 7 years ago in 2017. Why did iDubbbz drop a content cop? And more importantly, why did he drop it on H3H3? He could have done Jake Paul. He could have done...
I mean, so far, sounds like he did a little bit of research. Okay, good. What was the other thing he said?
Why did he drop it on H3H3?
All right, it's a pretty good setup, right? He's setting it up pretty decently. All right, let's go. 13 seconds, not too bad.
H3. He could have done Jake Paul. He could have done Logan Paul. He could have done David Dobrik.
This is a lot
He
of
could have
shit.
even done
Hold on.
Mr. Beast.
Shut up. Hold on.
Content cop, Mr. Beast. But you choose H3H3, your former friend. This could have been a phone call, an email, a Zoom call. But nope, you had to publicly blast it on the...
You know what? He's not wrong about that. I gotta give it to him. He's not wrong about that. Because I felt the same way. It's an incredibly personal thing going on between all four of the main four and the other fucking chuckleheads. But he is right though. It really is something that shouldn't have been. It wasn't even a content cop. Because content cop is about content, not about personal affairs. Right? He made that shit real personal for no fucking reason.
On the internet. I think what I don't understand about this content cop is that if you read the comments, you won't even... If I were to read you the comments of this video,
Put 'em up.
and then you were to watch the content, they're so divorced from each other. That's not a good YouTube video. You don't want...
You know what would make a good YouTube video? What would make this a good YouTube video? If you would cut in what you're talking about. Take a screenshot of it. It's really simple. Take a screenshot of it when you're editing. If you do edit, you cut some shit around. Cut some shit into it. What you're talking about. PNP. Right in the corner, right overlay. You'll be totally fine.
people engaging your content to completely miss the point of what you're trying to say. Another thing is the like to dislike.
Well, to be fair, that was a long fucking video. That shit was long as fuck. I do not blame anybody for getting lost in the sauce if you're not like already intimately involved in what the fuck's been going on the past year or so.
Ratio, which isn't always the best thing, but it has more dislikes than likes.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I bring this up is Content Cop was fun, back in the day. I may have, your boy may have watched a few back in the day. I may have participated in that. But people have grown up. People move. People move on with their...
I give it to him again. He's not wrong. A lot of people who used to watch Content Cop who's reacting to this one is like, why is he still fucking doing it? A lot of people has said it be moved on from there. You give him another one. Gotta give him another one.
Lives and do other things. And the fact that he did this, the fact that iDubbbz did this, it's weird. There's this phrase I think of when it comes to iDubbbz.
Mm-hmm.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain. And that's definitely
to see yourself become the villain, but yes.
What are you doing, mate? Mate, what are you doing with this Content Cop? I didn't even watch the video because I could tell it was dumb. I could tell.
I don't blame you. Especially if you're not intimately involved, who the fuck actually cares? If you're not intimately involved in the main four, I'm not going to go through names because their names are fucking confusing. And the chuckleheads like Hassan and the fucking other one and the Denims bitch. Like, if you're not involved in any of that shit, it doesn't matter to you at all. I promise you it's not. It's going to be boring as fuck.
And I think I want the main subject of this video to be...
What's interesting about it is the people who are invested in it reacting to it. That's what they're interested. Like them, like that by itself, like the Content Cop video and Ethan's reaction to it. Jesus Christ, that's a long shit to get through.
The internet changes, or YouTube, or whatever the environment, ecosystem.
Someone even said in the comments, one of the comments of someone's video, I think it was Deal Patches' video, that all the niggas in the fucking video are reaching 40 years old. As in, like, what the fuck are we doing here, guys? Be mature about this. Like, this, like, what are you talking about?
System, whatever word you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
The content I'm making now, if I, I might change my mind. I might change my mind next month, but
I mean, you're
if
doing
I
well so
continue to
far.
make it
I'm not gonna
5 years-
hold you. You're doing well. You're a little stiff. You feel a little nervous, but like you need some confidence and a little bit of, you know what? You could be going places. Just keep at it. Keep grinding it. You know what? You're not doing too bad.
years from now, if I continue to hit upload, there's going to be significant changes. You know why? Because when I go back to my videos 8 years ago, I don't even recognize that guy. And that's back when the channel was still called Caleb Intende. Now we're just Intende because your boy upgraded. And I don't think iDubbbz learned that
8
lesson.
years ago. You've been for 8 years and you still got. Are you 8 years consistent? Or are you 8 years just like on and off? Because I've been like damn near 10 years on and off. And I still only got
I really
25.
don't. I don't know who you're gonna benefit, man. Because while yeah, it's great, you get views, clicks, whatever, and my brother, you're way more successful than I'll ever be, man. At this point, everybody is more successful.
Stop that. Stop that. Nope. No. Run that shit back. You are the most famous person alive.
My brother, you're way more successful than I'll ever be, man. At this point, everybody is more successful than me, okay?
Like, I get being humble. You're being too humble. You're putting yourself down. Your humble is hurting you. You are more successful than me. Right? And I'm that nigga. And I can admit that because it's true. But listen, bro, you can do it. Just have a little confidence in yourself, and you can. Well, you need a lot more confidence in yourself, but still, and maybe some new glasses.
I have accepted that I have failed.
You have
That
not
is
failed.
A-okay.
You have not failed. Shut the fuck up.
While it's great to make a content cop, yeah, you could have made it on other people, but also, why wait 7? It doesn't take 7 years. There's so many controversies you could have done. Where were you when Logan Paul did the dead body? Bruv.
Get him,
You
bro.
could have done it then.
Get
That
'em.
was a perfect time to drop a content cop. You could have done it with David Dobrik and Jeff Wittick.
You could
That
have.
was a perfect time to drop a content cop.
Yeah.
You could have actually done Jake Paul instead
He's
of
cooking.
doing Rice Gum and doing that clickbait that you done. But you choose H3. Man, y'all don't really watch H3.
Not only H3, but that's not content. It was very, very personal. It wasn't even a content. It could have been like should have been a hit piece or a spoof on a content nuke shit. That'd be more applicable than a fucking content cop.
Like that. I used to watch him back in the day, but man's, Ethan's gone through his things, man, and they're just
Yeah.
living their life. And I'm not saying that no one's above criticism. No one, man. Actually, you can do a content cop on Nintendo because I'm not.
Nigga, I'm about to shut your ass up and keep it rolling.
You're toxic. I just don't understand.
No, it wouldn't be
What
a
this-
toxic. It wouldn't be toxic. Tell you that much. It'd be fucking cringe.
Was about because you do this and then what's next? You're gonna do content cops again? We're gonna run it back? I don't even because another thing with all this content cop and all the references you're making, things are so algorithmically driven that like the people who are gonna watch this video it's so specific. Whereas before at least things were different, but there was more of a mainstream. But now that everything is kind of segmented into your own personalized feed, it just doesn't make sense. There isn't a broader YouTube audience. Yes, you have people like Mr. Beast who have over 100, 200, 300 million subscribers. But they're...
It depends on what you do. I'm doing everything. I'm setting myself for future success, not immediate success. Right? If you stay in one lane, you're gonna be stuck in that shit for a long time. It depends on what you do. It would affect your outreach. Right? If I just stay playing video games and doing like the classic episodic shit, that's not gonna go anywhere, right? I even found that out as I was doing it because that's what I wanted to do. That's my bigger inspirations is being like a YouTube gamer, right, and just having episodes up, right. But at the time I did it, even it wasn't going nowhere. But what did go somewhere was my reviews of Dying Light 2 and Elden Ring. At the time, those are my biggest views by a damn sight. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna switch gears and do reviews. But like, life got in the way. But the point is, you gotta roll you gotta do what you want to do as well as like evolve yourself, which it seems like what you're doing. You seem like you're on the path of evolving yourself and reaching out and doing other things, and that's great. Like, keep this up and also do other things.
Over 100, 200, 300 million subscribers. But there are whole swaths of the population that just have my parents don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, I've had that perception for a long time, especially when people start acting entitled in public. It's when it really started hitting me. When they started using it as an excuse, like, oh, I'm too famous to be arrested. Oh, do you know who I am? Do you know how many Instagram followers I have? It's like, bitch, you can have 1 million. I don't know who the fuck you are, and I don't simply give a shit. People have tens of thousands of YouTube subscribers. I don't know who the fuck they are. Millions of fucking Twitch followers. I don't know who the fuck they are. Right?
I would show my dad this guy. He would be so confused because he would have no idea what's going on. My dad doesn't even have a YouTube account, so there's no way he would even know who Mr. Beast is. And that's
YouTube,
the point.
Instagram,
That's
Twitter,
the point about
whatever.
This is, if we're gonna do these exposing videos, you gotta do it in another way. Things have changed. We got new.
Show me how. I'm not saying you can't, but I am challenging you to show me how. I want to see how you would do that.
New kids in town. Why not do Content Cop on TikTok? Why not do TikTokers? I could use a Content Cop on that.
You show me.
It's just you drop this and then it turns into some weird. If you read the comments, it's just like some weird high school reunion where people are like, I got 3 degrees and 2 babies, or in the last 7 years, I got a drug addiction. Okay, I don't know if YouTube comments are the best way to divulge that. Like, thank you for telling me that you have a drug addiction and that you have.
Listen, man, if you see a problem with that, take that video and directly react to it. Put your thoughts directly on what you're talking about and put it out to the world. What you're doing right now is abstract to me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I get what you're saying, but show me what you're talking about.
Kids and wife and whatever. Or actually, didn't say wife. He just said kid and degree. And it's just, I don't know what I mean,
I'm getting fucking hungry.
it's weird when it comes to these because at the end of the day, these are just silly little videos. This isn't serious. This isn't deep.
It can be. It really can be, because what that is real life, and that is deep. And you can make your real life content, and people can choose to do that. And it's kind of I kind of walk a weird line, right, where everything to me is TV, and I react to it as if it's like, real or TV or whatever, depending on the situation, right? So it's a fine line to walk, but you can do that. You not like they are silly little videos if you want to make silly little videos. The internet can be as real as you want it to be, as deep as you want to go. You could make just little silly shit and not respond to comments and not get into any drama, or you could be just looking to take people's heads off or looking to make change, right? It can be as serious as you want it to be.
Me saying this, I'm not gonna sway an African election. I ain't
Right.
gonna drop the nuke code. Like, Donald Trump ain't gonna say, oh, watch that Nintendo video, now I gotta drop the nuke codes.
No, but you could aspire to be there. You could aspire to knock down walls and aspire to kick down doors, aspire to make change. I'm not saying that the change that's what you want to make, but if you want to make some noise, you can make some noise.
That's not how this works. These are just silly little internet videos. It's not life and death. So when you drop an hour-long exposing video, who is that for? Because it's definitely not for the average.
you're right. It's not for the average audience, but there's a lot of context around that video. I'm pretty sure the main crux of it was about iDubbbz not saying anything about when Ethan's whole CPS shit happened, which was fucking disgusting, by the way. He did not deserve that. That's just going entirely too far. That's when the Sailor videos get into real life, and that's just fucked up, right? Now, does iDubbbz have to say something? No, he doesn't. Is it kind of messed up? Like, from Ethan's perspective, I can totally see what he's saying. Did he have to? No. Does it hurt that he didn't? Yes. So I understand that. And so, and iDubbbz handled it the way iDubbbz handled it, and the rest of the goddamn chuckleheads, it wasn't necessary. I'm getting off the topic. Point is, you're right. It's definitely not for the average audience.
Who's got time, yo? I definitely don't have the time, attention span.
Yeah.
I know you don't have. I don't know the.
I listen to this shit all day, but all day at work in my headphones while walking back and forth to work, during work. That's when I listen to it. And I can't sit down and watch that shit. That's just crazy. That's why I watch other people do it. They do research for me. I appreciate y'all niggas.
People who watch this video don't have the attention span for an hour for some random obscure stuff that who knows what they're referring to. Thanks for watching this video. If you like, please like and subscribe. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for everyone who's been engaging with the content, liking and commenting.
I'm not going to like, but I'm going to comment. I mean, I'm not going to sub. I'm going to like it. Hold on. And then I'm going to comment. I'll comment a link to this video. I'm going to clip it and put it up on my channel. Because I want you to watch this. And I want your opinion. He is improving. I don't know when you got in here, Ty, but he is improving. That's why I want to send it to him. But we have a whole bunch of other shit to cover, too. I'll send him that shit later. Probably sometime tomorrow because it's important. I'll prioritize that one. I'll also put it up on X and shit. But primarily I want him to watch the the clip of it. Because homie needs some fucking guidance. But we're back on this shit. I Am Alex is truly disgusting creature because he is. He's still doing. He apparently, like, I saw a little bit of this yesterday, like a little bit of the. What did I read it? I don't know where I read it from, but apparently he's making fun of abuse victims. Is what I got from this. But we'll see. We'll see. It's been like what? It's been a while since I set this video up. I also don't know who this is. You, TC, are new to me, so let's see what you got.
Terrible news. I'm Alex is back, and he. Alright, welcome back, gamers. So I have some terrible news. I'm Alex is back, and he is back, and he is making abuse jokes. The abuse that he literally gave to his ex-girlfriend, Alice. So I've covered this for the past 2 months, ever since I'm Alex made his giant 2-hour video, which was literally one of the worst responses I've ever seen. And she clapped back and basically exposed a bunch of audios where he admitted that he had kicked her and abused her and stuff. So he's trying to come back. And it makes sense. He was gone for like a year and a half or something. So it makes a lot of sense that he is now out of money. And I was like, okay, well, I can't just come back to YouTube and just pretend nothing happened. So why not come back to YouTube, drop my response, drop this 2-hour response. And I'm pretty sure he knew it was going to be terrible because he can't defend what he did. He can't defend what he did. So I imagine he was like, yeah, let me just post it and tell people, yeah, I replied. What can you?
Sorry, I was eating something. Hold on. I'm reading that. This. Perfect. God. He clapped back cars. I'm very sorry about yesterday, and I know I crossed the line when I was angry, and isn't right to do. No matter how mad I am, I'm sorry I went that far. So this is him. Right? Whose phone is this? Thank you for apologizing about it. It means more to me than you know. And a breakfast in bed, I think I'm good. I'm sorry I even started it. I feel terrible. I'm cleaning everything and moving into the garage. Wait, I just want to move. Done. No more calls. Just me and you, Minky, in the house.
Basically exposed a bunch of audios where he admitted that he had kicked her and abused her and stuff. So he's trying to.
After that argument, the same month, is when he moved. Is we moved in with each other. This is when things got real for me. When I decided to start noting things down and recording and texting my mom. Oh, I love notes and patterns of behavior. Ooh, sorry.
Trying to come back, and it makes sense. He was gone for like a year and a half or something, so it makes a lot of sense that he is now out of money. And I was like, okay, well, I can't just come back to YouTube and just pretend nothing happened. So why not come back to YouTube, drop my response, drop this 2-hour response? And I'm pretty sure he knew it was going to be terrible because he can't defend what he did. He can't defend what he did. So I imagine he was like, yeah, let me just post it and tell people, yeah.
I will never excuse the amount of trauma he put me through. He went into this many issues already and projected them all onto me. He knows in the midst of this. I want to also mention I know my mouth isn't clean. I swear for England in every sentence I speak. So I definitely gave it back at times when I got tired and pushed over the edge. I feel it's unnecessary to add. I feel that's necessary to add. Okay. You can only take so much of someone belittling you and telling you that they don't love you, that they'll hate you, and the whole time, yeah. When you're meant to be loved, it tears apart. Yeah, absolutely. Even if it is like anger issues, quote unquote, or some kind of like oh, I'm just whatever, my bipolar, whatever. Right? You can't if you can't be with someone that you can't be with someone that you gotta go. That's not a healthy person to be around. Especially if they keep the whole flip flop and shit. Like they'll bring them in with the words and then like physically, like they're like. What I mean by that is like the behavior doesn't match their words, right? Because they're fucking sociopaths.
I replied, what can you do about it? I replied, and then he's gonna go back to making YouTube videos. Now he is making YouTube videos. He is making videos about the Bop House. He is making videos about the Bop House again, and it's just so sad to see that this guy is still on YouTube. He should be banned. I'm someone who loves free speech, but when it comes to abuse and just getting evil people out of the website, screw this guy. He can suck it. All right.
There's definitely exceptions to every rule. And motherfucker, listen, bro. Freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence.
Right, he can suck it, lick it, and everything. But yeah, he is back, and he is making fun of the abuse that he gave to poor Alice. And I will show you the clip, but in order.
What I thought that meant was he was like reacting to videos and making light of someone getting abused in that video. But he's making fun or making light of his own situation where he abused somebody? Is that right? That's crazy work.
For the clip to make sense, I gotta show you the actual context. So the context of this clip is that a couple months ago or like a year ago, a clip came out of I'm Alex literally saying, I'm gonna beat your head in with a brick. So I'm gonna play that clip here first, the clip that he is kind of replying to, and just tell me that when he says, I'm gonna beat your head in with a brick, that is not the most romantic thing in the world. Tell me how this is not the most romantic thing in the world.
Just do the normal route, but a normal girlfriend
Yeah,
would do.
acting
And go,
like
I
this
didn't,
is
I didn't
all
mean
just
it.
me, and that's something you really need to fucking fix.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up. Because this one, genuinely, this one, you fucked this, royally fucked this. But when it actually matters, when you should lay down like a good fucking dog, you don't fucking do it. You fight for some reason. I don't know why you fight, because you're losing. Because you end up admitting that you fucked it all up anyway. So it's just fucking weird. And I know that you're going to end up admitting that you fucked it all up.
Needless to say, Jack from Titanic wishes that he
Normal route, but a normal girlfriend
Yeah,
would do.
acting
And go,
like
I
this
didn't,
is
I didn't
all
mean
just
it.
me, and that's something you really need to fucking fix.
Now, I can understand getting a little irritated, a little frustrated if you're trying to express something and someone cuts in saying something, right? But at the same time, she's telling you something that you should listen to. Yes, it's annoying that she jumped in, but she is saying something that you need to fix yourself. Yeah, he's going in, yeah, entirely too far. Right, but this is what I mean though. Like, sure, he may have anger issues, but that's no excuse to talk to your girlfriend like that or anybody like that. If you behave this way, you shouldn't. You don't deserve relationships. Yeah, it's a problem that you can fix. You're clearly a functioning adult. You're not a child. You're not disabled. You're clearly a functioning adult. Like, fix your shit. You don't deserve relationships if you can't fix yourself, right? Or at least seek help. Like, he doesn't even seem like he's attempting to seek help. You know what I'm saying? Like, sympathy only goes so far, right? And this guy, it's like an inch that way.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up. Because this one, genuinely, this one, you fucked this, royally fucked this. But when it actually matters, when you should lay down like a good fucking dog, you don't fucking do it. You fight.
Disgusting language, bro. Lay down like a good fucking dog. It's a person. It's not a dog. You can't. You should never like really try to bend anyone to your will, but especially someone that's like you're supposed to be in love with. Like they'll do things for you that you want them to do if you treat them right. It's not difficult. You don't have to bend and break and submit someone to get what you like, the kind of reciprocity or respect that you want. Right? Like, it's like he has a megalomaniac levels of like a need for control over a person, which is fucking insane. Sup, Pico? Oh wait, did I say sup to you like that? Sorry, Tyree. Sup, Tyree? Because usually you say sup first. You jumped in with he's improving. It threw me the fuck off. Like you've been here for like an hour. Night one's finished. How'd it go? Like, you don't have to tell me the details because I do want to watch it with you tomorrow. But like overall, how do you like it?
Reason I don't know why you fight because you're losing. Because you end up admitting that you fucked it all up anyway. So it's just fucking.
You don't know why you fight because she has something to say. She actually feels like she's like, you know, being wrong. Why do you fight? What do you like? Obviously, it's not a serious question. It's a question that's like, you know, trying to obviously bring her down, like you know, suppress her. Why are you fighting? Stop fighting. You're weak. You know, it's disgusting, and also it's very transparent. So I don't even know why I'm explaining it like that.
Reason I don't know why you fight because you're losing. Because you end up admitting.
No, it was predictable. But I'm not spoiling since I want to. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, Fritz said that Jay fight was not great. So like, but I like Jey Uso. So it's like, how could a Jey Uso fight not be good? At least good, right? They just end bad. I'm curious.
That you fucked it all up anyway. So it's just fucking weird. And I know that you're going to end up admitting that you fucked it all up.
Needless to say, Jack from Titanic.
Because you will make her say that. Whether she believes it or not, you will make her say that.
Fucking weird. And I know that you're going to end up admitting that you fucked it all up.
Needless to say, Jack from Titanic wishes that he could be as romantic as I'm Alex. He is every girl's wet dream. And he basically made fun of that clip. So in the first clip, he said, "I'm going to smash your head in with a brick." You know, it's weird. He's talking like he's from The Last of Us.
Sure.
So yeah, he's saying he's going to smash her head in with a brick. And that was like a year and a half ago and she exposed it. And it's clearly that this dude was unhinged. He is a terrible, terrible boyfriend. He is just a terrible, terrible human. He's a goddamn gremlin. And recently, he is making fun of that clip. He is almost like having an inside joke with his community about that clip. And this was very, very recent, by the way.
Got submitted?
This clip was on April 14th of him making a joke about the abuse. And this was basically his response to the abusive clip, or at least verbally abusive clip, and emotionally abusive.
I used to just have a brick phone. That was one of the first things that happened when I got like my first YouTube paycheck. Yeah, brick phone, Samuel. That is very funny. I didn't think about that. Oh god. When I got like my first YouTube paycheck. Yeah, brick phone, Samuel. That is
Oh, no fucking way. That's crazy. I need to watch that then. Fuck is Frit talking about?
the first things that happened when I got like my first YouTube paycheck. Yeah, brick phone, Samuel. That is very funny. I didn't think about that. Oh god, I can't say that anymore. Oh no, man. I'm gonna call it something else, like a rock phone. Oh man. Fuck me. That was my Monday, it was good. I put the bins out.
Alright. We all know I laugh at everything. I laugh at literally everything. Dark, not dark, whatever. Fuck, I laugh at everything. I can usually find humor in a lot of things. I get the humor in that. 100% I get the humor in that. But what's gross is your laugh. You are laughing about it. I can laugh at you about it. You can't laugh about it. You see, it's a difference. We're not laughing with you. We're laughing. He's making fun of you. Right? He's highlighting your fucking problem and you're laughing at it. Like, it might be a cope for you that you're laughing. I completely understand that too. A lot of people laugh in uncomfortable situations. That's a genuine laugh, though. You could be focusing on the fact that it's ironic, and that could be it. But listen, bro, you need a little bit more self-awareness. Instead of laughing, just apologize again. Or if you ever I don't know if you ever actually apologized, but you should have just apologized. Happy early Easter.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, he is in
Bit.
love with that joke. That's like that's the most I've seen him smile since 2 years ago. That is the I've known this guy for like 10 years. I've been watching him since he was like 5,000 subscribers. Well, I haven't been watching him consistently, but I've known him since like he debuted on YouTube. Remember when Pyrocynical gave him that shout out? Watch my last video if you want to see my context with this guy and his history with me. But overall, like, this is the most I have seen him smile and laugh in my entire lifetime. He is having an absolute thrill of this. Now, sure, you can be like, oh, come on, you're supposed to be the edgy guy. You are the edgy guy of YouTube, you know? You make a bunch of jokes about, you know, race, gender, nationality, Indians, and all these weird, crazy things. And you're right, I am that guy. I do enjoy making jokes about very somewhat edgy stuff, you know? I have very Family Guy, South Park humor. Again, my profile picture of this YouTube channel is literally South Park. So yeah, I understand that I'm kind of the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to making edgy jokes. I'm usually the one who's defending it. But this is a little bit screwed up, and I want to talk about it real quick because The Sensitive Society, the other YouTuber, he made a video on this and he made a great point with all this. He said this is kind of like if a rapist makes a joke about rape. That is next level, right? It just wouldn't be funny. If Diddy made like pedal joke, then it just wouldn't be funny. It would be like, oh, this is actually very, very dark. And this is actually making me question a lot more. The fact that he can...
My day was really fucking odd. Because tomorrow's Easter. And we have a big ass brunch at the retirement home. But today, we had just barely enough people on staff to work the night shift. There's also a lot of prep to be done. Tyree, I don't know if you saw in the Queen's Discord, in the AT Discord, the food court shit. But I was on Action Station today, and that's what I made. But on top of making that, I also had to do prep like right behind me, which doesn't look good for like optically, right? But I had to. Thank you. That shit was so, dog. That shit was so good. When I had that idea to put those two things together, dog, that shit was amazing. But what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, it was just very, very odd. It was a super odd day, and I was scheduled earlier than usual, so I left earlier than usual, and it was the whole day was just so weird.
say stuff.
How was your day?
Stuff like this and stuff like Diddy, he can literally touch kids and then make jokes about touching kids to really show that he has no remorse. That's kind of what he's doing. He actually is showing that he has no remorse. Again,
to be fair, he did not make the joke. his commenter said it and it made him laugh. He didn't make the joke. But still, I see your point, and I agree with you.
I'm being a little bit sensitive here. I know I'm a little bit sensitive. You can unsubscribe if you want to, you know. I'm being a little bit PC here. You're supposed
Okay, stop that. That's annoying.
to be the edgy guy, huh? We know you're faking this. We know you're only saying this because you want to get in Alice Hayes' pants. I'm Alice's ex-girlfriend's pants. And yeah, you're not totally wrong about that last fact. But still, the fact that he can make a joke about this literally 2 weeks into his redemption arc is insane. Now, I've always said that you can always have a redemption arc no matter what. I've always said that there is a fan base for everything. There's a fan base for Nazi Germany now, by the way, on Twitter. There's a fan base for flat earth denial or round earth denial. Flat earth denial is actually the normal one. You can have a fan base off of anything. Any crazy hot take. You can have a fan base.
Like, Akin Chirac.
Saying grape is okay. You can have a fan base saying abuse is okay. It's okay for men to hit women. You can have a fan base for anything. So I'm not saying he is going to, you know, completely die off, because he can grift to that very far right community and say like, hey, I believe if a woman doesn't want to get beat, then she should close that face hole of hers. I really hope that he does that, honestly. I would love to see iMalice grifted that really, really far right community. That would be insane. But one thing I want to really quickly point out is that iMalice kind of talked about the hate he's getting recently. And I want to show you guys that clip real quick.
One of the reasons why it's easy to ignore a lot of the stuff in the chat is because like it's never going to end. So like, I answer any of these questions. And
I mean, that's fair. That is fair. What you did, right? And this is like general, not just him. Because other people has come back from controversies too, right? Worse things and not as worse things. If you the internet never forgets, but you can absolutely ignore that. It's not like I can't say that's a knock against him. That's what any well, he's not sane, but that's what any other person would do. You would ignore it.
it's never going to stop, is it, really?
No, it's not.
So, what's the point?
Yeah.
There's no point. Crashing out. Mate, I don't think it's crashing out. Just
No, you
say
crashed
something
the fuck
perfectly
out.
ordinary.
Honestly, you gotta give it to him. He is live streaming
Positively
after this entire-
ordinary.
Crashing out. Mate, I don't think it's crashing out. Just to say something perfectly ordinary.
Honestly,
Wow. Are you talking about the video? What are you talking about something? Cause you talk about that video, that is crashing out. You crashed the fuck out on her. Brick against the wall if you don't shut the fuck up down like a dog. You are crashing the fuck out on her. It's like a whole diss track or some shit. How's the post show going? Is it as talkative as usual? Oh, how did the fucking Hall of Fame thing go?
you gotta give it to him. He is live streaming after this entire controversy. He is live streaming days later. This is like if Logan Paul, after he came back from Japan, he was like, all right, guys, we're gonna play some Fortnite on live stream. Join the stream, okay? And just being like, yo, we can't just ignore what happened. So you gotta give it to him for actually streaming after everything that happened. That takes balls. I don't think iMalice has balls. I think he is a eunuch like Varys from Game of Thrones, or apparently Harvey Weinstein now. Current Candace Owens, Harvey Weinstein also doesn't have
4
balls.
hours?
I didn't know iMalice has balls, but he has a lot of balls for live streaming literally 2 weeks into his redemption arc. And then making a joke about the abuse. God damn. That is like if Logan Paul came back from Japan and made a suicide joke immediately. Like Logan Paul, I remember when he came back from Japan like a month.
This video is only 8 minutes long, but for some reason I thought it was like 11. This dude talks a lot. And I've really been just tuning this man up. I've been talking my nigga Pickle, bro. Like, listen, you're saying this could have been a 5-minute easy.
Month later, KSI called him out. That's like Logan Paul saying, hey, I would rather be that dead guy I filmed in the forest than be KSI's next opponent or something, you know? Well, actually, that's kind of a roast on him.
You haven't changed, like, your clothes? Like, you fell asleep in those clothes and you're still wearing the same clothes?
Or something like, hey, that dead guy in the forest is lucky because he didn't have to watch KSI box or something. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting from this iMalice dude. It is unreal. I hate that iMalice is back on YouTube. iMalice being back on YouTube is like hearing Osama Bin Laden came back. It's just something you just don't.
You know what, though? He could lean into it. He could just be the internet dickhead for his entire life. He could. People love niggas like that. His face and laugh makes me nauseous. It does. Yeah. He's vile. I can't believe. Yeah. Oh, you looked up to him? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Can't stand seeing his face anymore. I really can't either. His like side mouth thing bothers me. No, I meant the close from the same thing, but switch my PJs. That hour. Bad. All right, what we got next? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is a complete fucking brain flip. The most disgusting apology of all time. I looked into this a little bit, and this is also on the whole. This original video is also like an hour and some odd long, and I cannot watch that. So I started at 12 until 3. But dog, from what I gathered, this dude is a preschool teacher who also does OnlyFans and like recorded stuff during school, like in the bathroom. I don't know. This is fucking crazy. And shout out to August the Duck. He's one of them goats.
Pre-kindergarten, and so I had a lot of free time.
Oh, that's a. Ooh, I don't. Your eyes are so far spaced apart. What the fuck? Also, why are you being stupid?
Or technically pre-K, pre-kindergarten.
Oh, because it reset. That's why I updated the thing.
But I figure we need to address it, or else people will never know the truth. People will never know my story. I tried really hard. I posted hundreds, thousands of times a day in so many Reddit pages, on my OnlyFans, on my Twitter, just stuff like that. As you know, I was working as a preschool teacher, technically pre-K, pre-kindergarten, and so I had a lot of free time at work where I would...
Hot take. I don't think sex workers should be like, you know, anywhere near like anyone under 18. Like, you know, schools and shit. I don't think it doesn't like, I get private life, but listen, this is exactly why.
Post on those
Partially.
apps.
This is one of the
I
reasons
did go
why.
to the bathroom a few times and snap a nude.
Well, guys, we're back. Apologies for the lack of uploads over the last week or so. As I'm sure many of you are already aware, the southern United States has been kind of been getting the business from tornadoes recently, and for the last 6 days, my power has been out. So, been a rough time over here. But we're back.
I feel that.
Hopefully. It's sunny right now, but that doesn't really mean anything. Hopefully it stays that way. That's not what we're talking about today, however. Today we are talking about our quarterly scheduled shitty influencer apology video. Always a good time. Now, influencers and shitty apology videos is one of the great constants in our universe. The day that we start to see influencers spend like, I don't know, 1/10 of what they make in a month on a PR team to try and save their career instead of throwing it into the toilet is going to be one of the saddest days on the internet. Because it's basically routine at this point. Every 2 or 3 months, some influencer somewhere is recording an apology video that is somehow going to make everything about 10 times worse than if they had just left it alone and not said a thing.
You know, August, I do love you, but you can't talk a lot too. I'm not gonna hold you, my guy.
Honestly seems like some sort of skill with these people sometimes, and one person who possesses that skill is the guy you're looking at right now.
The dog, he ain't, what you mean half zesty, bro? This dude's all zest. This dude's a fucking box of lemon and fucking lime zest, bro. What are you talking about? You might have some grapefruit in there too, just because the inside's pink.
Michael Duvall. Now, I had never heard of this guy before this week, but apparently he's pretty popular on TikTok and OnlyFans. And recently, he's gone under fire for some OnlyFans
Oh,
posts that
half
he's
the
made in
people.
past from when he used to work at...
How you gonna set that nigga up like that, bro? Pickle, you set that man up for death. How you gonna do that to him like that?
at a preschool. Yeah, now using the word caught doesn't really work here because it's not like he was really trying to hide it. But I guess it was discovered by people who weren't paying for this degenerate shit to begin with that a couple of years ago when this guy was working at a preschool, he was making OnlyFans content while on the job in the bathroom, posting totally normal pictures and videos of him doing stuff like, you know, ejaculating onto the kiddie toilet. Now, naturally, once people started...
I get what you're saying, but that's not entirely true. Like there are some of the straightest dudes in the world who just have that kind of, that's just their vocal cords. That's just how it comes out. And I definitely made that mistake at least twice when I was growing up.
To hear about this, they got pretty upset and they started to call for a response from him. And the other day he gave one, and well, it's pretty fucking bad. No real accountability is taken during the entirety of this 10-minute long yap session. If anything, he kind of tries to blame other people. Oh. It's pretty damn bad, and more.
You know what I think I was watching? I guess it wasn't this. I guess somebody else did a whole like fucking content fucking nuke on this guy, because I remember seeing his face on an hour-long video for something.
People should know about the sick shit this guy did, so here we are. But let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe. Now, the first few minutes of this apology or this response, calling this an apology doesn't really feel right. He doesn't really apologize for anything. But the first few minutes is him talking about a past relationship, which doesn't really seem to have much relevancy in what he's talking about. If anything, it just sort of seems like it's him giving himself an excuse. He says the relationship was abusive and he did some things that he wouldn't do, and it's kind of what got him back to posting onto OnlyFans, but all of this happened after this relationship, so it seems sort of irrelevant to bring up in a video where you're talking about something like what this guy did.
Now, growing up how I did, it's no shock that I was really excited seeing all this money that was coming in, and so I tried really hard. I posted hundreds, if not thousands of times a day in so many Reddit pages, on my OnlyFans, on my Twitter, just stuff like that. And as you know, I was working as a preschool teacher, technically pre-K, pre-kindergarten, and so I had a lot of free time at work where I would post on those apps. I did go to the bathroom a few times and snap a nude. A lot of the reason why I did that was because I was getting paid by people, and now when I said that, people thought I was...
A lot of the reason? What's the other reasons?
The reason why I did that was because I did go to the bathroom a few times and snap a nude. A lot of the reason why I did that was because I was getting paid by people, and now when I said that, people thought I was getting paid by like I don't know if you can say this word, PDF files, you know what I'm trying to say. People thought I was catering to them, and now with some of those Reddit groups I was in, I should not have been.
I guess I can see how that can be like, you know, thought of, but if he only like ever sends nudes of himself, how would you even know that? That doesn't make any sense. If he's only ever uploaded pictures of himself, then that like, I get what you're saying, but you're kind of off a little bit, right?
And they were definitely like dad, son, trans girls. I got kicked out of a lot of groups for like not even fitting the criteria. And it was definitely weird. But when you're in sex work, I don't know. I was just too blinded by the money that was coming in. I know that's no excuse.
Okay, so the way that this was brought up and the way that it was talked about is just very strange to me. He brings up the very fair criticism that a lot of people are having of him, that it seems like the only people who would want pictures like that are people who might be into some stuff that they shouldn't be. And he brings it up and he's like, people are saying that I'm catering to these kinds of people, and it seems like he's going to try and defend himself, and then it's like he doesn't. He was like, yeah, I was in some groups I shouldn't have been, interacting with some people that I shouldn't have been interacting with, and then sort of just like excuses it all away by saying, oh, well, when you're doing sex work, you kind of just get caught up in some stuff.
But the thing is, there didn't be evidence for that kind of thing, right? Like, yeah, he kind of yada yada the groups he was a part of, but he didn't. But I need to see the evidence of him actually, like, you know, sending the underage ones. Outside of that, it's really just speculation. You may be onto something, but it is speculation, to be fair.
basically acknowledged that he realized what he was doing, he just didn't really care. As long as he was making the money, he didn't really care who he catered to. And with that mindset, it makes a whole lot of sense why this apology sucks so bad. Because if you can cater to those kinds of people for money, you had no morals to begin with.
So then fast forward to the day I took my first nude at work. I honestly don't remember it, but I do remember that I would get paid like say $45 to take a picture. They'd say go take it, and I would. Now I never did any of this while clocked in. I wasn't allowed to have bathroom breaks like that unless it was an emergency, of course. So when I was in the bathroom,
You weren't allowed to have bathroom breaks? What do you mean you weren't have bathroom breaks like that? You can't use a bathroom when you want to? What the fuck do you mean?
I was upstairs, classrooms were downstairs, I was far away from everyone in the teacher's bathroom that was locked. That's another thing people are confused about because they see that the toilets had like little training seats on it, and there was 2 toilets in the bathroom, which was kind of weird. And I think like originally a long time ago those were kids' bathrooms and we would use them in an emergency, but for the most part, those were for the teachers. I'm not excusing anything I did. There is definitely no excuse, but I do just want to say that it would have happened at that time at any job I worked at. If I was working at the movie theater, still would have happened there instead.
Says he's not going to excuse
I don't think that's not a good defense, really. If the only creepy thing, I mean, if this whole thing is just about it being at a preschool, then yeah, that's weird. But your like willingness to do it wherever. That's not necessarily a school. Like any place to work is kind of like, I don't ever want to hire you. What do you mean?
Of his behavior, and then immediately begins to try and excuse it by saying some bullshit like, oh, well, I have no self-control and I don't know how to behave in public, so I would have done this anywhere. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Like, look, it's one thing to go into a bathroom and take a naked picture of yourself, okay? You're taking your pants off anyways. To try and say taking a video of yourself masturbating onto a child's toilet seat in a
I did not know that. I thought he just had pictures. A video of you masturbating onto a child-sized fucking toilet seat. That is 100% cater. For $45? Damn, you a fucking cheap hoe, bro. The fuck?
Video of yourself masturbating onto a child's toilet seat in a preschool is the same as taking a naked picture in a movie theater bathroom is fucking insane. And even without the context that he's purposely leaving out, doing this shit onto a child's toilet seat, just taking a naked picture in a preschool is not the same as taking it in a fucking movie theater. You are a preschool teacher. People are sending their children to you, trusting you to be a responsible adult, and you're up in the fucking break room making porn. No adult should think that's okay.
It just so happened to be at the daycare, which makes everything so much more worse. I didn't even fully remember anything until people went on my OnlyFans and they found it for me. And a lot of people are saying that I'm still getting paid for those posts or that they're still up, but they're not. I took those down already. And if you go to my OnlyFans, you'll see I have thousands and thousands and thousands of posts. And I scrolled so far as much as I could to find them all. And it was probably like 4 or 5 different posts. There's no reason or excuse I shouldn't have waited till I got home. I guess I was just too focused on the money.
So he keeps going back to this idea that he was just focused on the money and that's why he was doing all of this. But personally, I just can't really buy that. If a person is sending you money in the middle of a work day to go take a naked picture of yourself, that person probably doesn't have a whole lot going on. They're sending you money for something that they want. You are in the driver's seat there. You're in control. This idea that he had to just go do it right then and there because he was so caught up in the money, I don't really think that's what happened here. He basically said it himself that he found himself catering to a certain kind of person. I think the fact that these pictures and these videos were taken in a preschool is part of the reason why people were paying him for it. This does not seem like a thing where he just happened to be at a preschool. This seems like this was all done purposefully.
Should I have done it? No. It was gross. It doesn't excuse anything, but at the same time, I hate when people call me names when I know it's not true, or people assume that I was doing stuff that I wasn't doing just because it was at a daycare. Where it was had nothing to do with what I was doing or what I was putting out or the people I was talking to. Those people.
I mean, I don't know where else you find a child-sized toilet seat or child-sized toilet. I really don't. I'm really trying to wrap my brain. Even in old-ass buildings, I cannot think of a child-sized toilet outside of preschools and shit. I really can't. That's kind of crazy about you.
People did not know where I worked. Those people did not care where I work. I remember I did post in some of those groups before, like, I'm a teacher. I was trying to have that shock factor. I was trying to have that thing that makes me kind of different. A lot of the captions and the things
Well,
I
that's
would
not
use,
very
like, I know
different. It's really not. I don't know why you think you're so fucking special. It's really not that different.
I shouldn't be doing this here. I would use as clickbait.
This motherfucker is just talking to talk. He came into this with absolutely zero game plan. Says that what he did for a living or where he was working had no effect on what he was selling or the people he was interacting with. And then immediately follows that up by saying he was using what he did for a living and where he was making this content as a way to bring in customers. How stupid can you be?
I also have racist tweets, which I know if I address this, people will bring that up. I have tweets from like 2014 where I said the most insane things. I said things about animals I shouldn't have said, like abusive, not sexual. And I said things about people, groups of people, black people, Asian people. I was very much unhinged and kind of wild as a kid, and I don't want to use the house I lived in as an excuse. There really
You know, I'm very curious as to if your voice ever hit puberty.
is no excuse.
Crazy thing to throw in right there, just as like a little fun fact, but that's basically the entirety of the apology, at least what matters. He kind of just continues to repeat himself for the rest of the
It
video.
seems like
Says
he
the
would, yeah.
normal apology shit that these influencers say, how they never meant to hurt anybody, how they never meant for it to be taken the wrong way, when it's like, well, don't really know how many ways there are to take something like this.
There's really
One thing
only
I
a
find
couple.
really silly is that he apologizes to all the mothers of the kids he was watching, and he says something like, I never meant to make you guys question what kind of person I am. And it's like, what do you mean by that? Are you basically just saying you didn't mean to get caught? Because that's what it sounds like. I mean, what do you mean by saying you didn't want to make them question the kind of person you are? I don't think anybody sending their kid to a preschool thinks that the preschool teacher is the kind of person to make porn in the bathroom. So it's like, don't even know what that means. Shitty apology full of shitty excuses and a whole lot of talking that doesn't mean anything. So, you know, pretty much on par for the course of an influencer apology. At least you did one thing right, Michael. Well, guys, what do you think? How do you think we should treat this apology? Personally, I feel like for most things, if you apologize for something and you mean it, you should be forgiven. However, I think there are a lot of things that even if you apologize for and you mean it, forgiveness is just not really going to come, and you've got to be okay with that. In this case, unfortunately for Michael, I think we've got something that you probably shouldn't really be forgiven for, even if you apologize for it. And we also have a shitty apology where he clearly didn't mean a single word that he said. So, you know, kind of a 1-2 combo.
Yeah, he really seemed to be just saying it just to say it. I always feel proud of when I don't recognize the influence. Yeah, right. I have no idea who the fuck that was. What do you mean? I'm so disappointed in him. I liked his content because he was pink and girly. I always steer clear of YouTube influencers, but I decided to give this one a chance, and then boom, spit in my face. So sorry to hear that. All right, what's next? She ruined her life, or we respond to this one, or this one, or this one. Let's do this one. This is a bit more different. Blair White. Plicka Blair White.
Take Blair White, for example. She
Shut your
is
ass up.
a trans woman, albeit a
shut-
conservative
shut-
one. Blair
shut up.
throws trans people under the
Oh boy. Anyway. Blair White.
bus.
Really?
I like Blair White. Blair's pretty fucking based. I forget when I first came across Blair White. It was definitely back in like her house with the fucking fireplace. That was years ago. But and this motherfucker, she been getting so much fucking hate for being like the only, well, not the only trans person, but like one of the loudest people against a lot of the crazy shit that fucking trans people been doing for years. And she's trans herself, which is dope. I didn't realize it until she said it. And when like 2 videos later, I'm like, wait, what? Oh shit. You know, it's super easy for me to call her her. Anyway, let's see her respond to her trans TikTokers who hate her. And this motherfucker, we're getting that motherfucker apparently.
albeit a conservative one. Blair throws trans people under the bus.
Really? I'm throwing you under the bus. I couldn't lift you if I tried.
Blair White is what you get when you have a trans woman who's trying to keep her male privilege. That's what happened. Right there.
Trans Republican.
I wonder what it'd be like to make money off of like the far right and telling people that trans people are.
What happened to you? I'm not gonna hold you because you look kind of old. You're not that old. How old are you? You're like 20. You're like in your mid-20s. You look like motherfucking Martha Stewart. Actually, that's probably what you're going for. What the fuck am I talking about?
Are bad.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are reacting to Monkeys on Meth.
What?
Oh, sorry. Reacting to trans TikTokers who hate me. That's today's video. Maybe we'll do that one next week. I don't know. We're actually reacting to various trans TikTokers, some whose faces may be unfortunately quite familiar to you.
Trans Republican.
Also, some lesser known creators who just have a really big issue with me, despite the fact that there are
Send Monkeys on Meth
that could be prioritized, as again you'll see.
That's fucking crazy about you, Ty.
Let's just get into it. I hope none of them outsmart me. So first up.
All right. Blair White, message for you. And everybody else, actually. Blair White is what you get when you have a trans woman who's trying to keep her male privilege. That's what happened. Right there. I think she's special. No, sweetie. Sit down.
What does that mean? A trans woman trying to keep my male privilege? Are you literally talking about a penis? You know, I see that you have a really big problem with me, right? I would suggest perhaps addressing other problems, some of them which are quite literally elephants in the room, starting with the Party City wig, starting with the unit, right? I
thought she gonna say that fucking big ass chin. I was waiting for it. Damn. Come on, say something about the chin.
Feel like if I was rocking that kind of a unit, I would maybe not get on camera criticizing people. I just wouldn't have the goal. I wouldn't have the desire, first of all, because I'd be very depressed that unit was in fact on my head. And I definitely wouldn't have the bravery. Just setting myself up for that. But the only reason I'm even talking about your wig is because I have no idea what you mean by your actual argument, if we can call it that. Trying to keep my male privilege. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it slaps if you're retarded. So this is the one that everyone has been sending me this week because Lily Tino, you know, the infamous pregnant trans person who like goes and harasses service industry workers and gets rage bait content.
Thank you. I'm not sir. Did you call me sir? I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir. Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir.
And makes videos about being in bathrooms with little girls.
I was just in the women's room at a cheesecake factory, and when I walked in, there was this little girl, like 3 years old, tops.
And has accusations against them for sexual misconduct, and you know, that one, that scary one. This one had the nerve to make a video about me this week, so that's what everyone's sending me, so we're gonna react.
In the movies, we see people betray their own kind all the time, but sadly, it's also happening in the trans community. Take Blair.
You know what I really don't like about your videos, Tino? You're like, not even your videos, your analogies. You really try to, like, I don't know, like the way you use like media and shit to like tether like your ideas together. It's really like transparently sloppy. I don't know. Like, I'm not articulate enough right now to explain how fucking retarded you are. I just hate it.
all the time, but sadly, it's also happening in the trans community. Take Blair White, for example.
This video is sponsored by June's Journey. June's Journey is a captivating hidden object mystery game set in the glamorous 1920s. The game features a diverse cast of characters and a thrilling mystery story that follows June Parker on her quest to solve her sister's murder and uncover her family's hidden secrets. With each new scene, you will dive deeper into the mystery. In addition to the main storyline, you can decorate your own island, participate in special events to earn rewards, and join a club to play with friends and other players.
I may have played
In the
that game
you solve
like
crimes
3
and
years
mysteries,
ago.
but you also explore themes like family and motherhood.
It is a very weird
relationships,
ad
loves,
placement.
betrayal, social injustice,
I'm not gonna hold
and
you.
so much more. The story evolves constantly, and new chapters are launched every week. So it's great because you can find something new in the game.
'Cause I do
every
like
day.
mystery
and let's
stuff.
talk about the
I'm not gonna hold
protagonist,
you.
The main character, June Parker. She's
I
smart
like mystery
and
stuff. I like
independent,
finding
and
stuff.
she doesn't have access to a badge, to police files, or a forensic lab. So she ends up solving the crimes with her social.
Still got subtitles. You know what I really loved as a kid? Those fucking those search fucking books, like the Halloween edition of the fucking I can't remember the name, the style of the book, but I fucking love that shit. If you remember what that is, please God tell me that. I fucking love that shit.
June's Journey is available on iOS and Android and also PC. So thank you to June's Journey for sponsoring this video, and now onto the video.
I'm not sure the name of it. Like, if I can see the cover in my head, but I don't know the name
instead
of
of
it.
advocating for change or pushing people to be more accepting with her
Wait.
Video, and now onto the video.
She is
That's a cute picture.
trans woman, albeit a conservative one. But instead of advocating for change or pushing people to be more accepting,
Instead of advocating for change, she advocates for change all the time. Literally all the time. Whereas Waldo, yes, but it's a different kind of it's a different company. It's a different IP. She's advocating for change constantly. You know, I want to watch her at the one of the recent Pride event stuff. That's just always fun to watch when she talks to real people on the street. We might watch that next. But no, she advocates for change all the time. You're fucking retarded. The only reason why you're saying that is because she's not advocating